Wilson room on the inside. He's looking to his right, giving Wilson some room as they're side by side, and he just pinches Sebastian Bourdais into the wall.
Yep. Marty Snyder.
Well, Sebastian's come behind pit wall, and what exactly happened there?
Well, they just sent Marco, and since they sent him, it just started to move and move and move, and I was on his left side, and he just told me he didn't see me. He had no idea I was there, so it's too bad. The Boy Scouts car was not so bad in this race stream today, so I was hoping for better luck.
All right, this adds to a very frustrating past couple of weeks for Sebastian Bourdais. Kevin?
Well, we had another incident just moments before that on track. Standing here in the two pit of Oriol Servia, we saw Graham Rahal just swerve in near the pit wall as if he was pulling in for service. Unfortunately, the crew guys were still over the wall, and he clipped Todd Phillips. That's him you're seeing there. He just had his shoe off. It's his right ankle. He's doing pretty well, though, all things considered, that he was just hit by a race car. He was up taking the shoe off, looking at the ankle, but he's flexing it now, and he's going to try to hang in there.
So more than one problem on pit road for our first series of pit stops. Alex Tagliani should become the leader of this race with Ryan Briscoe second, and then Power, Hunter Ray, and Castro Neves will be shown in fifth position. There's the leader, Alex Tagliani.
Now Tagliani is on blacks, correct?
Yep.
Yep, you're right.
And Briscoe's on the red, so this could get fun.
This could be fun. We'll be back for the restart in just a moment here at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Welcome back to Long Beach and the Toyota Grand Prix, the third race of the 2011 IZOD Indycar Series. We're under our first caution of the day, and really the action has been on pit lane. Incidents on pit lane not uncommon to Long Beach. In 1991, Mario pulling out. Here comes Emo, and watch what happens. Boom. And we had an incident just a few minutes ago. Just a few minutes ago, we had an incident on pit lane involving
That'd be Emerson Fittipaldi.
And
Emo, we call him Emo.
And Michael Andretti. And of course, that was in the days where there was no speed limit. In fact, that was one of the incidents that led to having speed limits on pit lane. That was a scary one, but everyone was okay after that. But we definitely had some hot-tempered drivers. For sure.
Okay.
Okay, I think Briscoe's sitting in a very good position right here.
Yes, you have double foul restarts. You have
stickier tires.
Stickier tires. You have the fastest lap in all of practice prior to qualifying, I think.
And you can see how hard he's working, Tagliani, on getting heat in those tires.
Oh, yeah.
He's really, all the guys on the blacks you can see are really aggressively trying to put heat in them.
Down to Kevin quickly.
All right, a couple of stories to wrap up. We mentioned Graham Rahal came into the Servia pits. Vitor Mira's crew is reporting that Rahal made contact with Mira on pit lane, so that may be why he veered off there. And they don't think there's any damage on the 14 car, though. They said Rahal simply just came straight out into the fast lane. That's the view from the 14. Lindy?
Tony Kanaan had a problem with his pit stop. They got the fuel probe stuck. They weren't sure they got all the fuel in there. They brought him back in for a splash of fuel, and also Bob Conway came in and got a splash.
Rahal in 18th, Kanaan in 23rd as we get set for the green flag as they form up in side-by-side formation, and the green flag is out. Here we go. And look at Ryan Hunter-Ray.
In third spot, Ryan Hunter-Ray had a great start.
That's Briscoe to the inside of Tag, and he takes the spot. Very narrow racetrack through here.
Oh, Castro Neves almost got into the back of his own teammate Power.
And Hunter-Ray is he's gonna have to get by Tagliani pretty quick, or Briscoe's he's gonna set sail.
Oriol Servia there, the blue number 2. He's running in 7th position.
Tagliano's holding tough right now.
Ryan Briscoe on the Firestone alternate red tires, remember. Here comes Briscoe, Alex Tagliani, then Ryan Hunter-Ray, Will Power, Elio Castroneves, Dario Franchitti in that order, 1 through 6. Single file formation here. There's Danica Patrick in the green car. She's running back in 15th position. And there's Mike Conway in the 27.
And you heard Lindy say he also stopped for a splash of fuel. That's why he's way back.
Back in 20th.
Now look at the restart here. First of all, it's worth keeping an eye on the third car, at least in this particular case, the fourth car in line. Let's go ahead and let it roll. So you're going to form yourself up into double file. And as soon as he gets himself into the spot here, and again, I think the problem here is that they're not able to get themselves all the way into line because you're so slow coming off. That's why all these starts haven't been so compressed. And here he goes to the inside for the second spot. Almost said the lead.
Ryan Hunter-Reay goes to second spot now. He begins the chase of Ryan Briscoe, who is the leader. And Alex Tagliani, who led briefly, is back to third. Let's watch Will Power in the next few laps as he moves up.
Power's on the overtake, and so is Tagliani.
Power to the inside of Alex Tagliani, and Will Power takes that spot. Power to third.
What we needed was a restart to get this thing shaken up and somebody on alternate strategy. So you've got different tires, different pit strategy. Now all of a sudden we're getting some action. From the beginning when they all strung out, we're like, come on guys, let's get after it.
And Briscoe's really the only one on reds, I think, in the top 11 or 12 or 13 cars. So Briscoe's really got to, in order for this to work, he needs this thing to go a long ways, and he needs to put a lot of distance between him and everybody else.
You think maybe that Elio Castroneves is going to make a move on Tagliani. Oh, he tries in turn number 9, cannot get the job done.
Alex Tagliani said this weekend, although they kept returning to their baseline strategy, or setup, I should say, their main issue has been locking of rear brakes. So that means he can't be as aggressive on the entry of the corners, not wanting to lock up rear brakes and essentially do a handbrake turn, and that leaves you vulnerable for people to get by you.
And Elio Castroneves will not be in a position to try to take the spot this time. Right behind Elio is Dario Franchitti in 6th spot.
We had documented that Conway had got a splash of fuel. Also, Paul Tracy, just as they came to green, made a quick pit stop, so he's way back in the order now also.
He is back in 23rd position.
Boy, Franchitti's car looks pretty good. I think he's trying to get himself in position here where he can try to make an outbraking maneuver on Castroneves.
For a guy like Dario to say, my car is the best I've had, maybe the best all season, I'm surprised he's not moving forward more quickly.
Remember, Dario Franchitti was in blue colors last week, but he is back to the target red this week in car number 10. We go down to Robin Miller for some comments.
Well, PT didn't take too long to use the chrome horn. I guess he had to get Simona moved out of the way on that one. Got a little penalty for it, but it's to be expected. The guy hadn't been a full-time driver in a while, and it's a little rusty, because if he'd used it in the good old days, he'd have knocked 2 or 3 people out of the way with the chrome horn, not just one for 18th spot. But you kind of lose track of what happened to Conway. He's right there in the hunt, and all of a sudden he's back in 18th or 19th. And I think he was going to be the story of the race, and now he's got a hell of a long way to go.
Yep. Yeah, he's back in 19th spot. And Lindy has an update on Conway. Lindy?
Conway didn't have a great pit stop, and his engineer has told him, you've got a lot of time, Mike. You've got a great car, so be patient. And Bobby said, do not get overly aggressive here.
All right.
Well, that answers a couple of questions that we had. What happened to Simona? That's confirmation. She did get hit from behind by Paul Tracy. That was confirmed, obviously, by race control, who gave him a penalty. And your penalty for avoidable contact, as it's called, you have to serve it under green. So that's why Paul Tracy pitted once we went back to green, not for fuel, for a penalty. Good job, Robin.
Question I got a question in the booth. Here's what I understand. If Paul Tracy got a penalty, why didn't Castro Neves get one for spinning out Justin Wilson?
I was just thinking the same thing, actually. When Jan was explaining all that, it was the same place and it was the same type of